The Search and Screen Committee, in addition to the hiring official, will each have the opportunity to review all application materials for each individual who applies. Now, in the title of this slide, you'll see a term that's called job seekers and also that's known as applicants. Job seekers are known as individuals who apply for a position but do not meet the minimum requirements and or those who may be qualified for a position but choose to withdraw at any point in the process before the Form 3 is approved and the job is actually offered. An applicant is someone who meets all required qualifications and stays in the process through completion. There is some questions about if a department is expected to allow an individual who submits an incomplete application to resubmit their documentation. That answer is left up to each department. Some departments may choose to provide 48 hours or a week to any individual who submits an incomplete application, regardless of faculty or staff. And some departments feel that if an individual does not follow instructions or directions, then that person will not be considered for an interview. Either way is acceptable as long as each department is consistent for the way they treat every search. In reference to hiring officials, supervisors, and committee members, throughout the hiring process, conducting reference checks prior to employment is very essential. If you review the links at the bottom, these are some documents that may serve as assistance throughout this process. Something that may be helpful to decide if an individual is qualified is the resume review and VITA review summary. Now, this document is something I like to call the note taker because it allows an individual to articulate about each individual's education, their experience, and also their special accomplishments. And this is normally very helpful to decide who's qualified versus most qualified and appropriate throughout a hiring process. The telephone reference check I was speaking of is located in this link. Now, this check provides you with a list of 10 questions that you may choose to utilize, but it's not mandatory. Several departments have utilized these verbatim and have found great success. Others have created questions of their own, and some departments have combined the two together. As long as your questions are consistent and ethical for each search, that is acceptable.